Greetings, everybody. Greetings. I hope that you're able to hear me quite well. I believe I got my buffering situation switched. I've moved closer to the router, and I want to thank uh, brother. I gotta look his name up for giving me for definitely helping me to check out and see the situation in hand with my router and what was going on with it. But anyway, so tonight we're going to be talking about the power of focused energy. Tonight we're going to talk about the power of focused energy. So I want to welcome everybody that's coming on. Now, the way it sounds, the way this show sounds, it seems like, okay, the power of focused energy. What is the power of focused energy? I'm going to lay this out to you. Whenever something happens within the black community, amongst our people, we have a reaction that happens every single time. It is one reaction that has been recorded over the past 100 years. If something happens to someone in what we call the black community, there is definitely a certain response that's going to happen. Now, this is recorded information, and after this response happened, give it a month or so, everything dies back down. Now, this is recorded, and I'm going to share with you some information that may help you to see things from a different point of view in regards to what I would call the power of focused energy. And this is on a side of Freemasonry that I enjoy, which is the esoteric side of Freemasonry. It is something that is really not taught a lot of times in various jurisdictions, but tonight we're going to talk about the power of focused energy and why things happen the way they happen. There is cause and effect. Everybody knows that. Every single person who knows anything about energy knows that there's a thing called cause and effect. The ideal is how do you disperse the energy when you're looking for a cause and effect, okay? Because what happens with us, we don't have what you call the power of focused energy. Once the energy is built up, it is dispersed. It's never focused. It is never focused on the problem. So today we're going to talk about those situations and circumstances that causes our power and our focus to be dispersed and nothing never happens. Things usually stay the way they are because nothing never changes. It never happens. So if you can hit the thumbs up button, I certainly would appreciate it. If you can hear me okay, please let me know within the chat. I certainly would appreciate it. Definitely will appreciate it. First of all, I want to let you know how much I appreciate you coming on tonight and joining us in this conversation. This is a needed conversation that we must have, that we must focus on, because what happens to us is that our energy that we put into protesting gets dispersed and nothing never changes. The situation seems to remain the same. But we need to redirect our energy. We need to change what happens in our community in order to get results. Okay? This is what needs to happen. And our first, second, and third degree of Freemasonry teaches that. But because we have watered down Freemasonry so much, you never get taught that. Now, as you progress in Freemasonry, get into what we call the appending bodies of Freemasonry, it touches on that a little bit more. Okay. However, until you really get into what I will call the esoteric side of Freemasonry, peeling back the onions and trying to see what behind the closed doors of Freemasonry and those appending bodies and degree work, you will come to find that everything that we deal with deals in energy. Something that can't be killed, but it can be dispersed. And if you take time to focus your energy into something, directly into something, it comes to life. If you take and focus your energy into something, it comes to life. If you continue to call yourself a thug, I'm a thug, I'm a thug, I'm a thug, it comes to life. You become that thug. It is called focus energy. And we need to refocus our energy on something that's going to uplift us, help us to become that better person, that better woman. We need to take these vital working tools of Freemasonry and begin to use them for what they're used, for what their true cause and nature is. Because we are losing, we're losing this battle that we're in. If you don't think so, if you don't think that the government and those entities that deal in forces that we no longer talk about, they deal in those forces. Trust me, they do. But we also have to deal in those forces when we talk about energy and how it's dispersed. Okay? Every one of us, when something happens within the black community, no matter where it's at, it messes with us all. It does. If something, just like the gentleman who just got recently shot in the back 7 times, as a black man, that bothered me. And I'm quite sure it bothered many others who are African Americans or who are black across the world. It affected me. But what happens after that happens every time. We riot. Now, if you notice how they deal with rioters these days, even if they don't look like us, but they're out there claiming Black Lives Matter. You notice right now a lot of Black Lives Matter movements and those who are pushing forth the agenda of Black Lives Matter look nothing like me. That movement has been co-opted. The movement you see out there talking about Black Lives Matter, that is not a Black Lives Matter movement. Please wake up and see who's out there protesting. All right? And when things go bad, it looks like you or I who cause things to go bad, and we are not the ones. Pay attention. Stay focused. Please pay attention and stay focused. If you want to call in tonight and have this subject, have this talk, we certainly can. We certainly can have this conversation, because it's a conversation that needed to be had a long time ago. Because everyone knows the same thing what happens. The same MO. Black man gets shot. A conference is held. You have the woman who speaks first, then the man comes after the woman and speaks. This is how the game is played. And the thing they ask us, do you forgive them? Don't riot. Don't riot. Please don't riot. It seems to me whenever something happens, there always has to be a black person who speaks out. Like he or she is our leader or something. Every one of us are individuals. Every one of us has the potential to become great. Our energy. But it is dispersed the wrong way. Our energy is dispersed the wrong way. We have some very intelligent and smart people around us. But the energy that is giving out is a energy that doesn't have a direction. We need to refocus our energy. When something happens in the community and then there's a riot, your energy is dispersed. Your energy needs to be focused on the ones who did the killing and shooting of the black man or the black woman. That's where your energy needs to be focused, not in a riot. You don't need to riot to prove your point. It proves nothing, because all it does is lower the property value of your community, and then next 10 years from now, that community is nothing, and then those who have money comes in and buy up the community. You can't afford to live in there because the property taxes goes up because of some riot that happened 10 or 15 years ago. That's the game that being played. We got to watch what they do and how the game is being played. See, the masculinity of men, we have a higher frequency of energy, more so than the female. And you may be saying, what are you saying, Brother Hawkins? I'm telling you that men, I'm talking about real men, are built as warriors. Our energy level, our focus level is built that way. But what happens is a female comes into your field, into your space. She lowers your energy level and you become docile. You no longer is that fierce warrior. Oh, well, she's just trying to save your life. Men are meant to be protectors, providers, fighters, warriors. We are that. Women are meant to be nature, one who nurtures the family. A woman raises a nation. That's her job, is raise the nation. Man's job is to lead the nation. There is protocol and procedures. The moon, the sun, everybody got something to do. There is divine order. That's why you see the picture I have. You have the Holy Spirit. You have God, you have child. The woman is the spirit, man is God, and then the child is that which is birthed out of them. But until we understand the focus of energy, and it should not be dispersed, nothing never happens. So we end up doing the same thing over and over again. We must understand there's divine progress. Once again, the woman is the spirit. She carries the child. Okay, the man is God. He carries the seed. Okay? Now the child is brought forth. That's your nation. The woman nurtures the nation. The man leads the nation. But as soon as something happens like that, it affects us all across these United States. When a black man or a black woman gets shot down, killed, when that affects each one of us, we go out, we speak, and the first thing we say, oh, let's not riot. Oh, let's wait and see. It's the same thing that happens over and over again, and they got a plan for us. Their plan is to slaughter us when we go out and we protest. We burn down the community. We wonder why they don't build back or build stores or whatever. That's their plan. They want to come back in, but you were there. You were still there in Flint, Michigan, where they poison the water. You think that wasn't done on purpose? They poison the water because they want to come back. And when you leave, because you sold your house that was once worth 180, 200,000, you were so ready to go, you sold it for 125,000. They bought it and sit on it. Then they bought the next property to it for less than that. They bought it and sit. Then once the water gets changed back over and they clean it up, then they come back. But you done sold out. You can't get back in there. You sold grandmother's house and papa's house. You can't go back. We got to look at how they're doing this. This thing is focused. And we need to understand how to focus our energy. We're so much greater when we focus our energy on the problem. Solve the problem. Don't focus your energy and then you get distracted. Oh, somebody set a building on fire. And your enemy is walking past you. If you're calling the police officer who just shot the man in the back of, he's your enemy, and somebody lights a fire over it to distract you from what's actually taking place here, you leave. Your focus is no longer on what took place. Your energy is no longer here. Your energy has been dispersed. That's why they use tear gas. They disperse the crowds. Okay? Your energy is too strong, so they disperse the crowd. When a so-called riot happens, they disperse the crowd because of the energy. You know, you ever seen when a tree has been hit by lightning? It's focused. Boom! That tree dies on the spot. It splits that tree. Okay? It is focused power. It is focused energy. Thunder is energy. Lightning is energy. You are made of energy. This is why working in the medical field, when you have a heart attack, we shock you. It's energy. It is directly focused on getting your heart jump. Just like what power, when your battery goes dead in your car, you replace the battery. It's energy. Your alternator regenerates that. So when you understand that we as a people are very powerful, when we focus our energy, we can get things done. But because This is not taught to us. They disperse our energy. And we repeat the same thing as our forefathers repeated, our grandfathers repeated. They protested too. They wanted to vote too. They wanted the right and equal justice too. But because our energy was dispersed, it didn't happen. Let's take a look at how they dispersed our energy as the civil rights movement was coming to a real serious focus and head. When King met with Elijah Muhammad, when King met with Malcolm X, when King started to generate his focus and started to come into the fold with other African American leaders at that time, when he began to shift his energy, they was like, oh, hey, we can't have this. We can't have King, Elijah Muhammad, and Malcolm. We can't have that together. No, they dispersed the energy. And this is what they do to us, because you imagine if they would have come together. They have an agreement to disagree. They were setting aside their religious beliefs and differences to focus. Their main concern was on helping to rise the people up. But after they dispersed the energy, then they started buying off our so-called hand-me-down leaders, those who was behind them. See, the leaders that was behind them was bought off with nice jobs and nice cushion money in their pockets, and then they left the community. Just go back and read it. It's there for reading. I mean, it's there to teach us. We need to directly refocus our energy on those things that we have problems within our community. We know policing is a bad thing. Focus your energy on that. Don't go burn down the community. Focus your energy directly on the police department that polices your community. Every one of us need to do that. We need to know who the chief of police is, who the captain of the districts are, okay? Who the supervisors are. Get to know them. Find out who they are. Redirect your energy. Stop letting people come in and disperse your energy. You ever seen the energy ball? You know, the one where you put your hands on and it kind of trickles along the way? That ball, when you see it, it disperses the energy that comes from you. We have to understand that. We have to be able to change that focus, guys. This is nothing to play with. This is something we really have to start really considering. Because we have totally become unfocused. I have been searching since 1981. Knowledge is infinite. So what else is there to do but search? Absolutely. But in the process of searching, you're going to find, okay, the more you dig, you're going to find answers and solutions. The ideal is taking those answers and solutions of your power. What's up, Randolph Taylor? How you doing, brother? The answer is to take your energy and to focus it on the problem. There you will be able to solve it. But don't let people come in and disperse your energy. When the Black Lives Matter first kicked off, it was about those black individuals, male and female, who was killed by the police. It was simply saying, Black Lives Matter, my life matters. When we started to chant that, when we started to focus that saying, when we started to move in that direction, people came in from the outside, those that did not look like us, who wanted to be part of this great movement, dispersed our energy. All lives matter. Blue lives matter. Everybody else's lives matter. Now yours just takes a back seat. That's how the game is played. Me Too movement. Me Too movement was about a black woman. Okay? She wanted to let people know that I too have been molested and other things was happening. But as soon as those other individuals came into play, got on the board, had a seat at the table, they copped that. The Me Too movement flipped it. And then the energy was dispersed. Now, the ones who founded the Me Too movement is no longer part of the Me Too movement. This is what they do to us in our movements, in our energy. The civil rights was one. They did civil rights movement just like that. The NAACP, although that movement of the NAACP, which is a very old organization, the tendencies was great, but it lost its focus. And where is it now? You hear nothing about the NAACP. Its energy has been dispersed. It has no power, no bite, no nothing about itself. Yeah, it's a lion. It roars, but it doesn't have that same bite that it once had. It doesn't. You talk about, I'm going to the NAACP with this. People look at you, yeah, go ahead. As a matter of fact, you need to go to the Urban League too. Yeah, go ahead. It has no bite in it. The energy has been dispersed. We need to refocus. This is why in your fellowcraft degree, the sciences are opening up to you. This is why in your fellowcraft degree, when you walk up the winding stairs into the middle chambers, and you open that door is to everything that you ever thought that existed is behind that door of the fellowcraft degree. Logic, mathematics, all of it sits behind the door of the fellowcraft degree. But it's not being taught like that. It's not being broken down like that. Because once you learn a little bit about the fellowcraft, you think you've learned something without studying the whole genre of the fellowcraft degree. This is why in the Master Mason degree, they ask, have you made suitable proficiencies in the two preceding degrees? That's what makes you a Master Mason after you have taken on the oath and obligation. But you missed that. We need to refocus and redirect our energy. Because something is missing. Good evening, everybody who's about to come on. I want to say thank you, first of all, as I take a little break here and let you know how much I appreciate you tuning in. What's up, Derek? How you doing, bro? Appreciate you. William, what's happening with your brother Corey? Coach Jackson. Kojak, I ain't heard that name in a long time. Kojak. It reminds me of a police detective. Greeting, Joshua. What's going on? Tyrone, what's happening? Chief, what's going on? Most Learned, what's happening, brother? How you holding up? I'm glad to see everybody is on tonight. We're talking about redirecting, refocusing the energy that lies in each of us. And as Masons, we need to have a better understanding of the process and esoteric side of Freemasonry, because there is where your truth lies. Greeting, Brother Eric. I appreciate you coming on, holding down the administrative duties in the chat. I really do. Greetings, everybody. So as we get back on topic tonight, I want you to understand that when you're able to refocus, redirect your energy, a lot of the problems that you find in your life, you have solutions for them. You are the solution to your problem. Hear me clearly, and I know that you've heard this before, but you are the solution to your problem. You are. You want a job? Go create a job. We are very intelligent. We are very smart people. Go create a job, and I guarantee you people will pay you for it. If you're the best at something, people will pay you for it. That's why the companies hire you, because you're the best at it. I don't care how simple or how small you may think about it. But when you're the best at something, people pay you for your talents. They pay you for it. You're the best IT tech, they're paying you for it. Understand that. Redirect, refocus your energy. You want a job, create your own job. Trust me, people will pay you for it. You don't have to beg people, oh, well, I don't have no job, I'm out of work. Find yourself that hustle. We are some of the most hustling people there is. Hell, we created hustles. All right? The problem is that we've forgotten that. We have forgotten the very thing that has got us this far. We are some very creative people. Take your creativity, create your own job. Well, I need money for it. When you do, start charging people for it. And we got to stop asking for breaks. If you know of a black mechanic, someone who works on cars, I mean, they're really good at it. Stop asking for a damn handout. Well, bruh, cut me some slack. Cut you some slack? No, I'm not cutting you anything. I want to get paid for my services. In the process, if I build and I got enough, yeah, of course I can cut you some then, but I'm just starting out. I can't cut you no slack right now. This is what we have to understand. The number tonight in tonight's show, please take this number down. The number is 619-985-1184. That is the number in tonight's show. Once again, that number is 619-985-1184. If you want to call in, I need for you to redirect your energy. That's what I need. I need for you to redirect your energy. I need to turn the volume up on my phone just in case someone tries to give me a call. I want to make sure that I have this volume up. We are good to go. So as we talk about and continue to have this conversation about redirecting your energy, refocusing, understanding Freemasonry from a different point of view, an esoteric point of view. How many of you know that the government have a group of individuals who deal in the esoteric and metaphysics sciences? How many of you know that? How many of you understand that the government, this government, has I just don't want to say a group of people, but they have a department that deals in the metaphysics and the esoteric side of things. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. They have specific people who deal in the who deals with planet movements and how it affects your body. How when the moon is closer to the earth and it pulls, and the energy that the moon pulls against the planet, how it rotates and deals with you. If you work in the hospital field, you know that on Mondays, I mean not Mondays, but when you know that when the moon is full, something happens to certain people. You get some 5150s in the hospital where you have to bring people in, and because of the energy pull on the energy pull on the earth, it affects them. You have to begin to understand this, and trust me, they know about it. This is why Nancy Reagan, she had a person who dealt in astrology and metaphysics on her staff. She did. Go back and look at it. President Reagan did not move until they heard from the person who dealt in astrology and the movement of the planets. And this is how they was able to formulate their movement. This is how they did that. You know, this is how they did that. So, hold on just a second. Greetings, how can I help you? Hello, can I help you?
Yeah, this is Black Boy. I'm calling in, man. This show. And everything you saying is on point, bro.
Hold on a second. I can't really hear you too good, so I'm trying to make this adjustment real quick. You're going to have to let me see if I can turn my volume up too. All right, talk back to me. What you got?
Okay, yeah. like you were saying with the astrology and everything, you know, back then, and the Queen of England, Elizabeth, she had an astrologer, and everything was helping them.
So you're saying that Queen Elizabeth also has an astrologer that helps her out when she in her daily journey and what she should or should not do?
Yes, oh yeah. Yeah, brother, all that what you said is right on point.
Well, that's
what. Everything. Even the Clintons, Hillary Clinton, she got this lady. I forgot her name, but she deals with that.
Well, what happens is we tend to forget, or we have forgotten how people have used the very thing that we once used. They now use. Okay, they use the herbs. Dr. Sebi was trying to tell you to use herbs and to eat well and how to live longer. Elijah Muhammad, the same thing. They doing the things that we're supposed to be doing. They do those things. They use that against us. They use it against us all the time. They really do.
I had a friend of mine that was telling me he was like white people are more spiritual than black people.
They are. Hold on just a second. Hold that thought right there just a second.
All right.
I'm back. They are more spiritual. You don't see you may see them at church saying hallelujah, raising their hands. You see them doing that. What they have done is they have taken the energy that our ministers have preached with, and they have dispersed that energy. Let me give you an example, and you may already know. When you go to an African American church, I don't care what type of church it is, and you have us in the church, there's a certain energy in that church when you walk into that church. You can feel the energy. When the organist hits those keys on the organ, it disperses a certain energy, and when it touches you, it gives you this certain chill, this certain yeah. And if the preacher who's delivering this message, if it is hitting on all cylinders, it's going to have you to move a certain way. You're not necessarily going to be able just to be still because of the energy that he's dispersing, that he's giving out. And with the music behind that, it really forces what he's saying. It is like an amen thing. That the music and what the minister is saying, they both are in agreement. And when it hits you, when it touches you, you feel like, yeah, I got that, yeah. And then as the music begins to peak up, if you notice when you go, the music begins to rise up. It rises your energy up. This is why they call it the Holy Ghost dance. It is your energy that's moving within you. This is what's take place. Even if you, right now, there are brothers in Africa that is able to look as if they're flying. I mean, they start jumping up. You know how they do it in church when they start jumping up? They do this now in Africa. And if you look at these different pictures that they're showing you of these individuals who energy, they jumping up and it looks, they're like 8-9 feet off the ground. You're like, well, damn, how they doing? It's your energy. It is directly focused on what they're doing, and it makes them look like they're doing amazing things.
Right, and they got us scared of it. That's why they put them in all the movies. They want us to stay away from it. They make us scared of it. Like the terrorist organization, ISIS and stuff like that. They don't want us to go towards these things, the mummy, all these stuff that they put in these movies. Think about it. All the scary movies, most of them that they put out, be nothing but people of not our race. You know what I'm saying? These people are not our race. They have all the scary movies. All the kids have some type of spiritual entity after them, or females or something in the scary movies. But really, that's really us. But it makes it look like they're more spiritual because they conjuring ghosts. They conjuring all these other entities and stuff and making us scared of it. You know how black folks are.
Absolutely.
And we scary as hell when it comes to stuff.
Well, we're scary because this is what they're giving us. We're scary because this is what they're giving us. They've given us this fear. You know, voodoo from voodoo. They've given us this fear. All right, voodoo, ooh. You know what? Hell yeah, voodoo is a real thing. Voodoo is a real thing. If I'm gonna directly focus my energy on making your life hell, your life is going to be hell. If I'm putting my energy in making your life hell, your life is going to be hell. And this is what they're doing to us. They're directly focusing their energy on us, making our lives hell. And our life is hell here in the United States.
Man,
That's the truth. Just for a minute, think about it. They are directly focusing their energy on us and making our lives hell. And the first thing they ask us in every interview, do you forgive the white cop who shot your son? Do you forgive them? What the fuck is that? You don't ever see us ask them that question, do you?
Wow.
Look.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
They keep giving.
Gullible as a people that we just get sucked up right into it.
Hey, they kept.
And it's crazy. Man.
They kept. Hey, bruh. They keep giving you a God, and they kept giving you a God in heaven when your God is in here. Look to the hills from which cometh your help. For your help cometh from the Lord. Amen. If you're going to save somebody, you're going to have to save yourself. Nobody is coming to save us. And you're not going to get free until you stop breathing. It's going to be forever a struggle. And then when one of us do get free, and when I say free, I'm talking about in the eyes and guides of being able to freely have money to put you in places and situations at tables. That's a little freedom, okay? That's a little freedom. And when some of us get free, go ahead, say what?
Oh, no, I just wanted to touch on one more thing before I get off this line, man, about the police brutality and everything. But the government, they've been knowing that the police, the KKK, and everything has been infiltrating the police department and the FBI and everything. It wasn't until Trump got in the office, he flamed all that stuff back up. And now they were scared because they couldn't do nothing about it. And I think they're using this and they're highlighting every police abuse and brutality to combat what's been taking place. Because they've been doing it. You can watch all the conferences way back. You can just look at the FBI conferences. They talking about how have they did anything to combat the infiltration of the Klan and the police departments and everything like that. They're like, no, they ain't even consider them a terrorist group, but they consider the gangs, the Bloods, the Crips, and all them terrorists. But they ain't even did it to take place.
Absolutely. And you're absolutely correct.
Man. But now they got too out of hand. So because everybody was talking about Civil War and all of this stuff, now they talking about trying to get rid of the police, and they using us as a ploy. And man, we got to just wake up. But I appreciate
Brother, you have said the word. They are using us as a ploy. Look, do I want the police department to be defunded? No. But what I want to happen is for them to be held accountable when they fuck up. When you mess up, I want you held accountable. And when we focus our energy on making sure that they're held accountable, what happens is those who are in a peaceful protest and have their energy focused on making sure that the police are being held accountable, there comes along a distraction within the protest. And what happens is that energy that was focused on making sure that the policies were being changed has now been dispersed. And you lost focus now. And this happens every damn time. Every time.
Yeah, you're right. She put more energy in electing our own, putting our own out there, because that was really what they feel. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about us burning down those buildings and stuff. They gonna build them right back up. They got that in the city budget. They already started building new police stations and everything already.
Hey,
putting down extra.
You bruh, I have agreed with you 110% tonight. You are absolutely correct. They have that in the budget. They've already manifested what they want to do in these various communities, and they're focusing their energy on doing it. I'm watching it happen in front of my very eyes where I live in San Diego. I am not selling my house. People keep saying, hey man, sell your house, brother, and you can move, and you know if you leave, you can. No, I'm not selling nothing. Nothing. It's called generational wealth. Look, I may not be able to see what's going to happen down the road, but I do know if I prepare myself now in what I would call, I'm in my age now. I'm over 50. So I'm closer to the west than I am the east. So the process is, if I take my energy that I have right now, focus it on leaving generational wealth to my grandkids, they're going to be more well off than I was, than my wife was or is. And in the process, that's going to grow family wealth. And they know that, but that's not what's being taught. That's never taught. We always leave debt to our loved ones. You died, John had about 30 or 40,000. We need to start focusing.
Right. Yeah, we need to start teaching that, man. Also, I think we need to start teaching. That's what we don't teach. Well, I wouldn't say, what I say on my end, and I'm leaving it at that we don't teach that. Most I say this, most lodges don't teach economics in the lodge, which we need a lot of, because with the homes and everything, when somebody dies, man, everybody gotta scramble up the change and everything to try to bury him, and it's crazy. Because when a person not of our culture, when they die, they leaving all this money to them. You know what I'm saying?
Brother,
so we ain't.
You're absolutely right. And in saying that, I'm going to share. Well, you can hang up if you choose to, but I'm going to share this with you. That is what separates what we now call mainstream Grand Lodges from your typical African American Masonic lodge. Because they have focused on how are we going to have regenerated income? How are we going to protect those who come through this organization? I said protect, keyword, protect those who come through this organization. So they got that old money. Old money generates money. So even though it may look like they're losing membership, their power and wealth is very well still intact. So even if they sell their lodge to a black lodge, they have made money. And now they have you in debt because now you own that property. I'm not saying that that's not a bad thing. I'm saying that this is the flip on that.
Right.
Okay? That's just
to add on top of that, before I get off, when they members die, some of them leave their inheritance to the lodge.
They do. They look, bruh, you're right. They leave a portion. They leave a portion. An endowment, you know.
Yeah.
So this is what we have to start thinking about. If we're ever to grow our organization, if we're ever going to do anything that we're supposed to do, we have to start thinking that way, redirecting and refocusing our energy to solve the problem that ails us. We can do that. Stop asking people to forgive. I'm not forgiving nobody. You did me wrong. You did me dirty. I'm not forgiving you. Well, that's a waste of energy. No, it's not. It's not. It's not wasted energy. I'll just take that, put it in a box and set it over in the corner. I don't have to think about it. Just because I don't forgive you, that doesn't mean anything to me. We've been taught to turn the cheek so long till it's just like our head is like, just go ahead and hit me. I'm okay. I'm cool with it. I'm tired of being hit.
Right.
Yeah. And all of us should be tired of being hit. And this is how they get us. This is what keeps Black Masonry separated also.
Right.
Let's just be honest with it. Not all, but some. And when I say that, we have multiple jurisdictions. There are multiple organizations of Freemasonry. But because they have us debating on who's legit and who's not, we can't come together and focus our energy on solving a problem that ails our community because it has been dispersed on purpose.
Right, that's the one the things that I hate is they've been telling us to turn on other cheek, and then and separate us. But when they have an issue, they'll come together to step on us.
You damn right they will.
Part of that.
This is
Sit back and look crazy.
this is why I said that their energy is focused on us, on causing us pain and hurt. I want those who are watching tonight to understand, not all Americans. I'm saying that the energy of America is the system is focused on causing us, black people, hurt and pain. You may be saying, well, Hawkins, what are you talking about? How is that so? Look, if they really wanted to do something about the situation of black people in America, it can easily be done. If we could send a man to the moon, so-called, or we could put a man in orbit, and we could sail the 7 seas, and we can dig and turn that ore that we dig out of ground, put it in a car, make the engine, and we can do all of these things. Do you know that they can solve the problems of black people in America with the stroke of a pen? It's not that complicated. They've been doing it all the time for immigrants. They supplement them. They give them grants and loans that are easy to pay back. King said that. But when King began to shift and redirect his energy and his focus, he had to go. Malcolm had to go. Medgar Evers had to go. This is why we don't have leaders like that anymore. Because when you do that, hear me clearly, when you stand out like that, you must understand that you are a threat to the system. Alex Fitzgerald, Hawkins, the Black Society salvation is...
This is the way keep us down, man. It's like you was the crabs and the bear mentality. I ain't gonna say where I'm from and all this, because I don't want, but I was told since you were Mason, you can't go apply for it. You can't get a loan to better your lives. You can't do this, you can't do that because you're supposed to be a man, so you're supposed to be out there. I'm like, yeah, that is true, but at the same token, you know what I mean? They out there getting it. Like, it's crazy how they say we as black people, Masons can't do something. But then you turn around, you see the white Masons doing it all the time. I see it. I pass them every day. They're like, hey, bro, do. I'm like, damn, I never said we can't do that. But y'all out here doing it, getting the money in and everything. We sitting here struggling, trying to pay our dues and shit. Like, man, it's crazy out here, man. And I tell people, when I first came in and I wanted to be a Mason, I looked at, guess what, man, let me be honest here. When I came in, I wanted to be a Mason. Yeah, everybody said it was the mainstream white Masons. I didn't know it was a separation between PHA and all, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the power structure from a perspective of that. You know what I mean?
Brother, it is a power structure.
To be truthful, that's what people see. They hear about the stories about the Illuminati. They hear all this, and then I say, okay, shoot. Then you get in, it's like, oh, they ain't with us. They separate from us. Oh, they ain't with us. I'm like, what? What kind of craziness is this?
Look,
you know what I mean?
Brother,
How you gonna be powerful when you fighting each other? You can't. That's crazy. That's like fighting yourself.
You're fighting yourself. And you're right.
You can't be powerful.
You can't be powerful if you're fighting yourself. And this is called the displacement of energy. And this is what we're talking about tonight, the power and focus of energy. Our energy has been displaced, so therefore you're no threat. You are no threat, but they're giving you pure hell.
Right, and then, you know what I'm saying, I come in and then it's like, oh, you can't talk to them over there. because they need some type of healing or something. And then it's like,
He said it needs some type of healing.
How you, and then on top of it, even though it's stupid, but then if I can't talk to them, period, about masonry or nothing, then how they gonna get healing if I can't even talk to them about masonry? So that is crazy. That's backwards within itself. You know what I'm saying? So, I ain't even gonna go in, but you know what I'm saying? So man, it's just so much craziness, and we just gotta, you know what I'm saying? Get woke, man. Start to BS and come together as a people and do this thing, man. Like you hit the nail right on the head, and you really own it.
Well, brother, the ideal is, I'm going to tell you, I have grown. I wasn't always this way. Trust me. About 10 years ago, if you'd called me, I'm just going to be honest with you. About 10 years, if you'd have called me after I became Grandmaster, and I tried to have conversation with brothers here in California, Prince Hall brothers here in California, they didn't want to hear it. So it made me bitter. Hear me clearly. I ain't lying. I'm just going to be honest. Bitter. I didn't want to talk to a Prince Hall brother. I didn't. And then mind you,
I'm PHA. I love my brothers. I love my other brothers, but it's hard, man. When you win there, and it's like, and you just looking from as a black man perspective, and you looking as a mate, like it don't make no sense. You know what I mean?
Bruh, it doesn't. But as you grow.
You can't even tell me these jokers over here, when they started all the brainwater, they putting down stuff, destroying stuff, and then you can't do the same. What the movie Neo with the Matrix is about? If you the one, then you control the Matrix. You the one laying down the rules and you construct things. What's he building for then? What is all that?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, man, that's good, man.
Teach.
Hey, I'm gonna get off this set of Tony, man. You know, hey, I appreciate it, man. You keep up the good work, man.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
All right, peace.
All right, peace. So as we begin to redirect and refocus our energy on building us, I guarantee you things will get better. Things will get better when we redirect our energy and our focus. As I said in the beginning, when you see the picture of the woman, the man, and the child, you're looking at the Holy Spirit, God, and child. That's what you're looking at. And when you understand that the woman is the spirit and man is God, and when he interjects his seed into the woman who delivers a child, she nourishes the nation and the man raises the nation. There is levels to this. This is why even in the Bible it says you can't get to the Father unless you go through the Son. S-U-N. Oh, what do you mean? You flipped it on me, Hawkins. What do you mean S-U-N? Well, check this out then. Since you don't know about the S-U-N, without that big ball of fire in the sky, there's no life on this planet. And as you begin to watch the season, it's going to begin to change here real soon. You're going to be seeing the sun begins to die. Okay? The sun is going to begin to die. And then right after Christmas, you will see the sun begin to come to life. So you have summer sorceress, I'm mispronouncing the word. You have the winter and the summer. St. John the Baptist, St. John the Evangelist. This is what you're seeing. This is what you're watching. Okay? This is what's taking place before your very eyes. And we need to see this. We need to pay attention to what's happening because we're missing something. We are missing something. There you go. Hey, Brother Lewis, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. So we have to begin to understand, brothers, look. We have the power in our very hands. We are that which they talk about. Okay? We are the it factor. The ideal is taking your power redirecting and refocusing your energy. Those of you who are leadership and Freemasons in the Order of the Eastern Star, if you really want to see change, redirect and refocus your energy, and it would happen. Those of you who are Freemasons and Eastern Stars and you are leadership, I'm talking to you, I'm talking directly to the Grand Masters of the various jurisdictions, be it PHA, PHO, Modern, International, John G. Jones, whatever your jurisdiction name may be. I'm talking directly to the leadership. It is time for you to redirect your energy. Refocus. We have the power to make a hell of a shift. We can, man, y'all don't even know. You don't even know. You dude, oh my God, man. If you only knew. If you only knew, then it would be right there in front of you. But you are afraid. I think a lot of us are afraid of a power. I mean, real power. You're afraid of it because what we have now is dispersed power. This is what we have. Within the matrix of Freemasonry, we have dispersed power. Now, if you take and have that power to be directed and focused, you will have direct power. You will be able to make the changes that you want to make. You will be able to have a nursing home for your members. You will be able to have places for them to go when they become of age, retirement homes. You can do that if you disperse your power, redirect your energy. But you are afraid of real power, real success. You are afraid. I'm talking to all the Grand Masters across the board. You are afraid of real power, real success. You could take it or let it alone. Because if you were not afraid of real power and real success, you will reach out to those that look like you and to help formulate and redirect, set in motion a real plan. And then you will be able to see power. We have so-called power. These Grand Masters running around here, so-called power. Because you don't know how to redirect your energy. We don't. But when we do, it's going to be amazing. This is why this jurisdiction, we have totally redirected and refocused some of the things that we are now doing. Something is going to be happening here pretty soon that's going to have a monumental shift on this jurisdiction. I know because I've talked with my Grand Master on some things that we're working on. And for those of you who have had our conversation, those of you who are in the circle of what we're getting ready to do, I'm telling you, this jurisdiction that I'm in, we are redirecting and refocusing our energy. And when you see this manifested, you're going to be like, damn, I didn't see it coming. I'm just telling you what's about to happen. It's going to happen. And in my lifetime, I will see it. In my lifetime, I'm going to see it. So once again, before I get ready to get off, if you want to call in to tonight's show, we're talking about the power of focused energy, on how to directly have direct change and taking masonry and using that as a stepping stone and understanding where we're at as Freemasonry in the middle chambers. Okay? The fellowcraft degree. As you walk up the winding stairs and you give I'm not going to say it, and you give the knocks at the door, you will understand the process for which you find yourself in. And there when the door is open, then when you step in, everything is given to you. But you have to learn how to directly focus your energy in understanding the mathematics, the sciences, and those things that have been handed to you, those working tools. And when you take them and apply them, then you will see that which you will begin to create and speak into existence. See, there's something you must understand about your words and how they're focused. If I focus my energy on you, I can lift you up or tear you down. If I focus my energy on you, I can lift you up or tear you down. What has happened in society is that the focus of the system is on us. The focus of the system is on us. So therefore, it's hard for us to rise up because the power that we have has been dispersed. So we can't fight the system that is aimed at us because our power is now dispersed. It's simple. Redirect your power. Bring your power back into focus. Direct your power on the system that is focused at you and watch what happens. It's not rocket science. You can learn things by watching and finding simple solutions to the problem. I am the solution to my problem. I am the creating force to help me to rise up. Okay? I am the creating force to help me to rise up. There's nothing wrong with asking for a hand up. Nothing wrong with it at all. But asking for a handout? I don't give handouts. I give hands up. So, as we begin, we're going to go ahead and if you want to call in, I'm going to be on for just a little while longer. I hope you're certainly able to do so. Oh, greetings.
Brother Tony, what's going on, man?
What's up? Who am I speaking with?
Brother Blake, man.
Say that again.
Brother Blake.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I called in a while back, man. We talked about occultism and everything like that. I don't know if you remember me, but yeah. I just wanted to touch in with the topic today, man. I see talk about energy and what we focus on, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I honestly, personally, I feel like, man, whatever we focus on, whatever we focus on, that's what we're gonna put most of our energy toward. So what we need to do, as so-called black people, you know, or whatever, we want to classify ourselves as, we have to stop playing other people's games. Because the best way to win the game is to stop playing.
Uh-huh.
You don't think you don't have to win. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I'm saying about that is Freemasonry. Okay, we're talking from a Masonic aspect. The masonry that people in America practice is European masonry.
Correct.
So, if we practice European masonry, but if we're African at heart, ethnicity-wise and spiritually, it's always going to add our own flavor to it.
Of course. You should.
Because, exactly. But if a European he'll do that, he's going to classify us as clandestine, fake, bogus, and other stuff. So, I just feel like it's going to have to come to some point where so-called black people are going to have to, they're either going to have to go back to where masonry came from, which is Africa, you know. The teachings of masonry is African or Egyptian or whatever you want to call it at nature. But the Europeans took it and made it into their own structure. They took our knowledge and now we have to pay them to get the knowledge.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that at some point in time, are we let go of the segregation information, or are we just gonna keep it like it is?
Well, I'm going to share this with you, and I'm only speaking from what I know. I'm not suspecting anything. I'm not speculating anything. I'm speaking from facts, some things I've experienced and I know. I can only tell you what we do here in this jurisdiction. And I celebrate my Grand Master and those who have changed the culture of practicing masonry. In this jurisdiction, I would say that our type of masonry is a little different than that of the European style of masonry. I'm talking about the opening ceremonies and how we do it. It's a little different. And the reason it is a little different is because we have added, and I'm gonna say this, and my Grand Master, he can agree, it was on him. We have added African flavor to it. We have added the ancestors to our process of Freemasonry. And yes, it's going to be called clandestine because that's what they call us anyway right now. So it doesn't matter. But we have added that because what it does is it brings in the essence of true masonry to us. We have redirected and refocused the essence of Freemasonry and what it is to us in building our jurisdiction. But a lot of people get afraid of that.
They do. And see, I guess that's the problem. Anything that's not standard is going to be seen as bogus, you know. But at some point in time, you have to be able to modify things to work for the current time. What worked back in the day, it worked for back in the day. But you have to always update your information, and I think that's what a lot of people aren't doing. They're still putting energy towards old information, and it's going to be dead.
Absolutely. Anthony Wright Network. MLK seen how powerful the black dollar was. He started to demand financial inclusion, which is the true freedom and reparations. I have to agree with you on that. I do. There's a lot of smart individuals in his chat that is putting out some great information, and he is right. But once he began to demand that, he already had a target on his back. It was dead center now. But we have to understand, if you are truly going to be a leader, you already have a target on your back. If you're truly going to be that leader.
And you have to accept what comes with that.
Well, you have to do what now?
You have to accept what comes with that.
Absolutely. You have to accept what comes with it. But we are so afraid of accepting the consequences of being a true leader, we would rather allow other people to tell us what leadership is all about. We do it all the time. And this is why, even with the way masonry is in the United States, our energy is dispersed. We are no threat to anyone. Individually, some of us are a threat individually. But as a nation of people, we're not a threat at all.
Right.
And that's why we're talking about the power of focus energy. You learned it in the second degree. Now what we're going to do with it? We have had the conversation. What do you do with it? The leaders have to be willing to focus, redirect, and understand the power that they have. This is why I'm going to share this with you. And I'm happy about it. This is why in this jurisdiction, my Grand Master, as I said before, we're working on doing exactly that. As a matter of fact, we're on the trail. We have a direct solution to a power shift in various jurisdictions. This is why we work with Modern Free. This is why we work with International. This is why we are now beginning to work with another group of Freemasons. And I said it the other night, and I'm going to leave it right there. But we're redirecting our focus and our energy on our people. I can care less what people say and call me. It's just time to grow up. Got anything else you want to add? Talk to me.
No, I look, man, that's really it, man. Only thing I want people to do, man, is just start focusing on what they got going on. Don't worry about what the Europeans got going on. That shit is irrelevant. If you're focusing on what you got going on, you're going to make progress. But when you always look behind your back trying to see if somebody's catching up, they're going to catch up.
That's it. So look, I thank you for calling in tonight. I appreciate you. I'm going to answer a couple of these questions that they put in the chat tonight, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and close out. Hey, I appreciate it, Brother Black.
No problem.
All right, thanks. So I just read somewhere, somebody asked the question, Traveling East, will Trump be the last president? I don't know if Trump is going to be the last president or the first dictator. I'm going to be honest with you. But what I do know is that the system Greetings, how can I help you?
Hey, how's it going, John?
Hey.
It's Chief.
Hey, Chief, what's happening, brother? Talk to me.
I've been tuning in for about 6 weeks with you. I'm just excited. I'm starting my friend-to-friend program this week. I don't know. I got a couple lodges I got invited to.
Okay.
I'm just like, I don't know, like, what's your take on it, or I don't know how to really go into it, because like I know a little bit about them, but I'm the type of person I don't really look at color for the most part, but I don't know, it seems like it's a thing, right?
Well, it's really not a thing. Let me allow me to kind of help you out a little bit, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to ask yourself, what are you looking for in Masonry, and what are you bringing to Masonry?
Correct. Yeah, we went out. Yeah, yeah. And when you did those streams before about that, I mean, that's something I internally had with myself, and had those questions and answered them. And I'm excited about it. I mean, going into it, I'm just saying, I'm excited about it, overall. So. Because I feel like it's in my opinion, I feel like it's something that Masonry has been in me, but I just couldn't see it. On my spiritual walk.
Okay.
I was raised a Christian, but I practiced or studied Buddhism on my own, Western philosophy Buddhism. So just from my studies alone, I just feel like it's something that'll give me peace within these crazy times as well.
Right.
But it's like, because we divided as a people, and you said we divided as a people, and then I look at my own family, we so divided and scattered, and disagreements, and and it's just like, man,
well,
I don't feel like I'm. Like I need to be with the organization. I need to be somewhere where I feel like I belong, where I feel like where am I going? Like, you think about your children, you think like, what am I going to leave with them if I die? And like, we focus on, of course, we all want generational wealth and, things of that nature. But to me personally, I think, passing on some sort of wisdom or some sort of, how would you say it, just structure, foundation of just what a man looks like. You know what I mean?
Okay,
because of what the media throws at us.
They throw a lot at us. So
right.
So my thing to you is that you're looking for a Masonic lodge, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you've been offered and you've gone to check out a few of them, right?
Well, I'm going this Saturday.
Okay, hold on.
Saturday.
All right. So you're going this Saturday to check out a couple. So look, I don't care if they're black, white, Filipino. I don't care about the race of the lodge. I really don't.
Correct. Correct.
What I care about is that am I going to feel welcome? Are they going to be true to who they say they are? That's my concern. My next concern is when people say, well, can you go visit regularity? Can you go here and that sort of thing? That's a concern of mine too, because if I can't fellowship with other Masons, then I'm going to have an issue. And when I say other Masons, I mean I want to be able to fellowship with whoever I want to fellowship with. But if you tell me, well, you know what, we don't talk to them. Well, why you don't talk to them? Now I need to know. Because now you're telling me you got an issue with somebody else. I need to know why you don't talk to them. Once I understand why you don't, I can agree to disagree. But you can't tell me who to talk to and who not to talk to outside of the lodge. Let's have an understanding.
That's right. I agree with that.
Now, once I've gotten that out the way, the question's I'm gonna ask them, do you still think I can benefit your lodge? After I've told you my stance, and this is where I'm at. Now, as a black man, period, I want to be able to assist and aid other black men in getting their come up. Do you have a problem with that? Because if you do, then I can't be in your lodge. I don't care if you're a black lodge, a white lodge, if you got an issue with me assisting and aiding another Mason of another jurisdiction, then I can't be in your lodge. I can't do it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And when you said that, something hit me in my soul. When you said that, it hit me in the soul because that's another thing. It's like you want to be uplifting to, brothers in our own community within this thing we call America, because our own people is so damaged and hurt from everything, and you want the universe to. I want the universe to use me in a positive light to uplift some brothers that's not, they're just blind to just everything that we've been conditioned to believe. That's like sort of a lie that I personally, I've gone this past decade of my own research, like just looking at stuff. I just feel like, man, I just feel like we just been lied to, but. I want to help our own people, and then, like you said, when I did the research though on that lodge, I mean, I did see a few brothers in there. I mean, of course, it's not a lodge full of brothers, but there's a few of them in there. But I get what you're saying. It's like, if you can't accept me, how can I be an example and possibly lead, some lost brothers here? Is that what you was,
Absolutely.
At that point? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
When I go into I've grown. Okay. I didn't get here overnight to where I'm at because I have, brother, let me tell you. So when I say that is that even when I became a Mason some 30 years ago, that is what I was taught, okay, by the elders in my lodge. I was taught that, Hawkins, you should assist and aid other Masons, period. They didn't say what jurisdictions. They didn't put a color on it. So I took that to heart. But as I grew in Masonry, I came across individuals that were not worthy of my assistance. And they looked like me because they hurt me. Hurt people, hurt other people. But as I continue this growth, as I continue this journey, I learned how to take that energy that was focused on causing me hurt, redirect that same energy on focusing and helping that person who was hurting to grow. There are some Masons out there that are hurt, and they would take their energy and focus it on you and cause you pain, and y'all look alike. That's because of what they've been taught. So you have to, in the way that you've been taught, help them to grow because they're not there yet. It's called an adult Mason. It's called being an adult.
Right.
Why are you angry? Why are you angry and mad at me because I'm in another jurisdiction? But you mad at me. You angry. Don't make no damn sense at all.
And I appreciate that. I've been, like I said, I've been watching you for a few weeks, and the biggest thing I noticed about that So when you say those things, it's just like that was already my attitude going into all of this. It's like I don't want to go into this being a problem. I want to go into it being a better person,
Right.
being a solution.
Absolutely. If becoming a Mason, and I'm thinking to myself, this is going to help me to grow. But when I get there, I got brothers who are stifling my growth. I got brothers who are telling me I don't talk to that brother because his paperwork ain't right. It sounds like some slave shit to me. His papers ain't right. No, he ain't regular like us. Where did you get that from? Who told you that?
Right.
Well, no, I can't have a Masonic conversation with him. What? You the Masonic police now? Come on, man.
Well, I appreciate taking your time. I don't want to hold you up too long.
Hey, Brother Chief, I appreciate you, man. I hope that you find a lodge that's going to help you and you help that lodge. Okay? And in the process, you're going to be where you desire to be.
Yes, sir.
And at all times, be cautious.
Copy that. Shout out to everyone in the chat too. All the brothers, greetings coming through. You have a wonderful one. I'll talk to you later, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So I appreciate everybody for calling in. And Brother Alex Fitzgerald Hawkins, the Black Society salvation is when we restore our leader role in science. Our power is in science, and Freemasonry has proven we can accomplish anything. Absolutely. You're 100% right. I cannot disagree with that. And I will not disagree with that. I can only agree, bruh. Hey, greetings, Imperial Potentate Will B. Smith. How you doing tonight? Chief, thanks for calling in. I appreciate you. Who else? Brother, hey, Light Show Podcast. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for that donation. Man, I'm just seeing that thing pop up. Hold on just a second. Oh, my God. Will B. Smith, what's up there, Imperial Potentate?
What's up?
Hey, bro, I'm trying to... What you got for me? Talk to me.
Now, the brother that was just on, I like what he said, and he's in Arizona. If he needs me to come out there and visit him, when I have an opportunity, I will come from San Diego and visit him.
Whoa.
Hey, I got family in Arizona. I always love to travel. I'm a traveler man.
I tell you what, if that brother, his name is Chief, if he so desires and want us to come to Arizona, I'll get in the car and go with you 5 hours. I'll do it.
Okay. Now, another thing. This directly is what I was talking about when I had my little interaction with another brother that told me I was clandestine.
Oh my God. Go ahead, say what?
I wanted to pull all the Black Masons in Southern California resources and do something. I don't know what it is yet. Maybe it's a voting pool. Maybe it's a food drive. I don't know yet. I need more ideas. I want the collective, because we are Black Masons, to come together. Maybe we should just all vote for the same candidate. But I want that to happen in Southern California, up there where Larry Diamond is, up in L.A., because I know a lot of brothers in L.A. I know the Simpsons in San Diego, but
right.
I want to pull together and make something happen.
Hold on just a second, Imperial Potentate. Once again, I want to send a big shout out to the Lighthouse Show podcast. Go check that podcast out. I'm quite sure you get a kick on it. And, it's great listening. Go check it out. The Lighthouse Show podcast. Go ahead. Imperial Potentate.
I want to make sure that y'all understand that this is bigger than just what you think it is.
Uh-huh.
Because when in church and everything, I'm going to go back all the way to the first beginning of the podcast rather than watching the whole thing.
Okay.
All right, the rhythm of the line. Look, check this out. When you hum,
Yes.
if you feel some type of way, you can hum all day. It'll bring a senses. It'll bring you center as a man. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about that. And we went over this in our studies because we all study together.
We do.
You know what I'm saying?
We do.
That's how we do it. You know what I'm saying? You have to be, if you ain't studying your masonry, what did you study? You know what I'm saying? You need to study your masonry. And also, Chief, give me a call. Because I was a chief in the United States Navy. So, I know all about some things. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
All right?
Hey.
That's all I want to say. I'm going to watch the podcast. I hope somebody else called in.
All right, I've been on here. It's been a great show tonight. I've been on for about 126. If anybody else want to call in, you're certainly welcome to do so. Once again, I'm going to send a big shout out to the Light Show podcast. I want you to tune in to the podcast and check it out. And we're going to be on just for a little while longer. I got about maybe 5 or 10 minutes I got. So we can be on it for a little while longer. But the ideal is teaching the process of directing the energy that we have to strengthen and to build up. And we can do it.
Because we have that energy.
We have
We
it.
have that energy. All us together collectively, we have that energy. I don't care who's in charge. That's irrelevant. We need to focus our energy as Masons, black, white, green, purple. I don't care what you are. We need to focus our energy on something. You know, just not the Shriners. Yeah, that's nice. I'm not supposed to say, okay, I understand what they do. Cool. But as Masons,
Right?
we need to put our energy on something. You know, PHA brothers, 4-letter, modern free. I talk to all of y'all. Let's make it happen. And
Let's
my number
make it
is
happen.
coming. You can call me anytime. I'm ready. Let's make it happen.
That's it. That's it. Hey, I appreciate you calling in.
All right?
All right. So I'm going to check something else, see who else is online right now. See, can I take another question real quick? Black Sun, whoever controls your circumferences controls the diameter of your thoughts or your thinking. You know what? I will agree with that. That's why they call television programming. Hey, I'm being truthful. They call television, the TV, that box we watch, it is called television programming. If you are of the age of 30, I'm going to go a little, now if you're 40, I'm going to tell you like this here. When the television went off, there was a beep at the end. We have now ended this television broadcasting program. Beep. And after that, it went to what you call white noise. Psst. Behind the white noise is subliminal messaging. Behind the white noise is subliminal messaging. When you understand white noise and how it carries a frequency of messaging, you can understand programming, coding, the whole thing. I'm not an expert on it. I just know enough to understand it. Oh, I'm going to have to get this one. And I can't put it on speaker, but shucks, gone. Well, I guess they'll be calling me back. So look, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to have to close it down anyway. Been on for about 129. I hope that you've gotten some out of tonight's show. And let's learn to take our power and redirect and refocus our energy and raise our thoughts to a higher frequency and level, and use the process of Freemasonry to help to elevate our brothers and our sisters. When I say our brothers and sisters, to me, I'm going beyond the eyes of the color of the human, hue, skin of blackness, okay? I'm going beyond that. I'm going past that. So, with that being said, understand that the higher you climb, the clearer the vision. Stay out the bushes and keep your light on. I'm out. Brother Chief, if you need me, we'll drive to Arizona. That's real. I'm out.